Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Southwest.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to join in singing with Sergeant Ray Polk from the Arlington, Texas Police Department as he honors America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Ray Polk of the Arlington, Texas Police Department with tonight's national anthem.
Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a very safe and happy holiday. Had a stirring rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by Sergeant Polk of the Arlington PD before the matchup with your Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels. And glad to have everybody along. Hope your holiday is going well. Tom Grieve and Steve Busby with you. And Tom, Rangers trying to rebound after kind of a rough game last night.
Well, they are, Buzz. And the 4th of July in our park feels kind of like opening day. A full house, a little bit of a clunker last night. Be nice to get a win and send 45,000 people home happy tonight.
Well, the electricity certainly is here. This very reminiscent of the full houses on opening day and playoff type atmosphere. So it'll be an interesting rebound tonight for the Rangers. Before we get things underway, let's head down to the field and check in with Emily Jones.
Well, guys, as you mentioned, the Rangers in search of a big one here tonight. Would be nice to get things going before the All-Star break in just about a week. And so in order to do that, they'll need a little more consistency from their offense. It's been virtually a different lineup every day for this team, but Prince Fielder says that's no excuse for the inconsistency.
I'm not sure. I don't really think so. I mean, you know, it's good. It's a good excuse if you want one. But other than that, no, I don't think it bothers us too much.
So nice to see the team not making excuses, but it is understandable when guys aren't in the same place. Baseball players tend to be creatures of habit, so that's a little different for guys being in different spots in the lineup. But at the end of the day, the guys in that clubhouse say they've got to put it all together regardless of where they are or who they have available, and that is what they'll be looking to do starting tonight, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, quite a bit of accountability taken by Prince Fielder, Adrian Beltre, and the veterans on this ball club. Now, Tom was going to tell you about the Los Angeles Angels lineup tonight.
Well, they'll start off with Johnny Giovatella, the second baseman. Cole Calhoun again bats second. Mike Trout, the center fielder, is third, followed by Albert Pujols. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, bats fifth. David Freese, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Batting seventh is the catcher Chris Iannetta. The DH batting eighth is C.J. Cron. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Daniel Robertson.
And that lineup will face the 36-year-old left-hander Wandy Rodriguez, our progressive scouting report. Wandy has had great success away from Globe Life Park this year. He'll try to bring that road success and translate it into home success. Command of the curveball, very important against this Angels team. It's a fastball hitting team for the most part, and if Wandy can get that same breaking ball to dance the way he has the last several times on the road, he's going to have a good night against these Angels. So Wandy Rodriguez ready to get things underway. The Angels come in at 42-38. They are trailing the first place Astros now by 5 games. They are 17-20 away from Anaheim in the first pitch of the night. To Johnny Giovatella is strike one. Giovatella, a .266 average with 3 home runs and 27 RBI. Been in the leadoff spot for Mike Socha's team. Well, the better part of 10 days now, and he skies one to left center, and Leonis Martin handles that easily. One gone. And we'll take a look at the rest of the Ranger defense. It's brought to you tonight by Fred Loya Insurance. Now you saw Leonis Martin in center. He is flanked by Ryan Rua in left and Shin Soo Choo in right. Mitch Moreland at first. Rougned Odor and Elvis Andrus up the middle of the diamond. Adrian Beltre at third. Carlos Corporan, as he has for each of Wandy's starts, behind the plate tonight. Now one gone. Here's Cole Calhoun. And first ball swinging, lines one by the dive of Mitch Moreland. And that is a one-out single.
Calhoun didn't waste any time picking up where he left off yesterday. He had a big day yesterday, a couple doubles, knocked in 4 runs. It's a high fastball, and I'm going to hit the first one I see that I like. And he spanked it right by Mitch into right field.
Well, Calhoun kind of picking up where he left off last night, except this one was not a double. He hit nothing but doubles last evening, and he is aboard a one-out single. Mike Trout now will be up. To bring you completely up to date, the Astros did lose this afternoon. Boston defeated them 6-1, so the Angels now 4.5 back. Rangers are 6 back of the Astros. 1 ball and no strikes to Mike Trout. Look at the numbers against the Rangers this year. A .400 average with a home run and 3 RBI and 7 walks. He has been on base seemingly every single time he comes to the plate. Fastball for a strike from Wandy. It's 1-1. Trout tied for second in the American League with 21 home runs and 44 RBI. Calhoun a small lead at first. And Trout a swing and a miss. 1-2. Now the on-base percentage leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera, who will not have those numbers changed. He's on the disabled list for about 6 weeks now. Still leading. Prince Fielder third at 415. Mike Trout right behind at 393. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Tom, you mentioned last night about Trout, about being a low ball hitter. Even a guy like Wandy, who does not throw in the mid 90s or upper 90s, still has to pitch him up a lot with a fastball.
Yeah, you've got a better chance there than you do pitching him down. And that looks like what Wandy's trying to do. Down around the knees, you're just asking for trouble.
Well, there's a jam shot roller to short. Nice play by Elvis on the forehand.
That one was up a little bit, and it was in, and it got all of the handle of Mike Trout's bat. Fortunately, he rolled it fast enough to where Elvis could make a play. It was actually rolling fairly fast to barehand, but it wasn't taking a bad bounce. You can see how far that ball came in on the fist. It almost forced Trout to get a slow start out of the box, and there's a good view of Elvis getting a good grip on the ball and making the play barehanded on Mike Trout.
And of course, Trout, one of the fastest runners getting down that line to first base in the game, and Elvis knew that. No, 2 outs now with Calhoun at second base. Albert Pujols is the hitter. Pujols a .263 average, takes strike 1. Pujols and Wandy Rodriguez, no strangers to each other. Their time in the National League. Pujols has 49 at bats against Wandy Rodriguez, hitting just .245. 1 ball, 1 strike. And we'll slow that jam shot down even further for you. Our Phantom Cam.
Boy, you can see where that hit, almost halfway between the label and the hands, and that's what happens to a bat when it hits when the ball hits it down there. Generally, it shatters.
Mike Trout sprayed himself with splinters in the dirt, and a nice stop by Corcoran. 2 balls and a strike to Pujols. Rangers and Angels tonight decked out in the special 4th of July uniforms. The stars and adorning the numbers and the lettering. And all of these jerseys and the catching gear and all that will be auctioned off. Towering pop-up shallow left. The shortstop Andrews back there. Elvis makes the catch. That will do it. So a hit and a runner stranded. A 12-pitch inning for Wandy Rodriguez. After a half inning, no score. the Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers lineup.
For the Rangers, it'll be Rougned Odor leading off, followed by the left fielder Ryan Rua. Batting third is Prince Fielder. Batting fourth, the third baseman Adrian Beltre. Mitch Moreland is at first base, batting fifth, followed by the shortstop Elvis Andrus. Shin-Soo Choo in right field will bat seventh. Carlos Corporan, the catcher, will bat eighth. And batting ninth, the center fielder Leonis Martin.
And Hector Santiago, the 27-year-old left-hander, going to work, and he misses with ball one. Scatter report on Santiago. A 2.58 ERA belies the fact that he's 4-4. Angels just have not scored for him. Good moving fastball. Not extremely hard thrower, but good enough to set up a very good changeup, an excellent changeup. And has a little screwball action. He'll throw an occasional slider, but his changeup really is an off-speed pitch for an out pitch. And Rougned Odor greets him with a base hit right back through the middle.
He tried to sneak that high fastball by Rougned, and just like Cole Calhoun did to Wandy Rodriguez, the lefty hitting Odor was ready for the lefty high fastball. It's only a little bit more out over the plate maybe, and boy, Santiago almost tried to catch that with his bare hand. Let's see how close he came. Well, he missed it. He came pretty close to catching that ball. That might have been the last game he pitched for a while if he made contact with that, because that was hit hard.
So a leadoff single has Odor aboard, and Ryan Rua hitting second tonight, getting the start against the left-hander, playing in left field, batting at 208. Rua, some experience against Santiago, 2 for 3 against him. And ahead in the count now, 2 balls, no strikes. Rua, his last 2 hits have left the ballpark. He's had home runs each of the last 2 times that he's come to the plate, as a matter of fact. Going back to the last game in Baltimore, and then last night had just 1 at bat. Odor, a small lead at first. And Santiago hits the inside corner. Ryan Rua, all 3 of his RBI have come as the result of solo home runs. He's got Odor at first. Pujols holding the bag against Odor. Right center field, Trout in a hurry, makes the catch, and Odor has to scamper back to first.
Well, that's too bad. Ryan did a nice job going the other way with a line shot in the gap. Trout was able to run it down.
Well, take a look at the Angel defense. You saw Mike Trout patrolling center field very capably. He is an excellent defensive center fielder. Daniel Robertson getting the start in left. Cole Calhoun in right. Albert Pujols at first. Giovotella and Ibar up the middle. David Freese at third. And Chris Iannetta, the veteran, back behind the plate. A 1-on-1 out now on Prince Fielder. Fielder, 347 with the average. He has a dozen home runs. He has driven in 49. Go back and look at Ryan Rua's line shot.
And you can see Mike Trout is shading him toward right field, which is why he was able to be so close to such a hard hit ball in the gap. Had he been shading him toward left center field, I don't think he would have been able to get that ball. Good defensive placement right there.
Santiago starting Fielder off with a breaking ball for strike 1. Quite a few at bats for Fielder against Santiago. 7 out of 21, 333 average. Remember, Santiago was with the White Sox originally. And Fielder rams one down the right field line. It's hooking and going foul. Fielder never left the batter's box.
No, that's pretty much a pretty good indication that it's fouled, but it wasn't fouled by that much, was it?
It didn't look like it.
Let's see. He knew it was foul. Yeah, he knew it.
And we'll echo those sentiments. Happy Independence Day or Prince Day, whichever.
Into Princeton's Day. Into Princeton's Day.
You get the idea.
Yep.
Yeah. 0-2. Pretty well hit to left center. Trout retreating with room. 2 gone. Well, so far Santiago's not tricking anybody, but has 1 on and 2 outs now, and will have to face Adrian Beltre.
Santiago quietly having a very nice season. He's got the 6th best ERA, the 6th best opponent's batting average. He's only given up 74 hits in 94 innings. That is pretty close to a strikeout per inning. Tends to get a lot of fly balls. He's had 2 of them already.
A couple of Angel pitchers. There's Jared Weaver, who's on the DL right now for the Angels, but a lot of fly balls. And that ballpark in Anaheim at night, an ideal place to give up fly balls and not have too much damage done. Adrian Beltre taking ball 1 inside. Adrian, an RBI single last night, hitting at .251 with half a dozen home runs. And he has enjoyed hitting against Hector Santiago over the years. You saw that 7 for 20 mark for Beltre. Against the Angels, 63 ball games as a member of the Rangers. An even .300 average with 10 home runs and 34 RBI. And if he can plug a gap here, Rougned Odor would help him increase that RBI total. 2-0. Good look from up above the right field line. Our roaming RF camera up there. 3 balls and a strike now. Rangers come in at 1 game over 500 at the halfway point of the 2015 season. They are 41 and 40, 15 and 20 here at home. And that is a mark you've heard Jeff Bannister talk. You need to change as the second half unfolds. More games here than on the road for the Rangers in the second half. And it's critical that if the Rangers are to make some noise in the AL West, that they get the home situation squared around. Beltre pokes it foul on the first base side, and the count is full. Well, with 2 outs now and a full count, Rougned Odor will be moving on the pitch. Adrian Beltre hitting 4th. Mitch Moreland will follow. Whether it's this inning or the next inning, we will find out. Adrian back in. Taps the outside corner with the business into that bat. Santiago, a check of first, the payoff pitch. Lost him. Ball 4. 2 aboard for Moreland.
Santiago is one of the reasons he's been so successful is how well he's pitched with men in scoring position. Opponent's average is 136 when men reach scoring position.
Well, he's going to be tested here, not by the Rangers necessarily, because the Rangers are not swinging the bats well in these situations as a whole. Hitting just in the 160s of late with runners in scoring position. But Mitch Moreland, go back to the first week in June. He's been a .357 hitter with runners in scoring position. 10 for 28. He's got Odor out there at second base here. 1 ball, no strikes. Mitch, the June Player of the Month for the Rangers. First time that he's gotten a monthly honor. 6 home runs in his last 9 ball games. Remember, he had the back-to-back 2 home run games in Baltimore. Santiago ready, the 1-0 pitch.
Well, Mitch was ready. Mitch was right on that pitch. It just hung too high and out of the strike zone, so he laid off it. If that one broke down a little bit out over the plate, I think Mitch would have been right on it. It was a hanger, but it hung too much.
Saw Odor at second, Beltre trailing him at first. A base hit and a 2-out walk. Santiago not really comfortable. Great look at the ballpark tonight. Boy, it doesn't get much more pretty than that.
We commented the other night I don't think the field has ever been nicer than it is right now. It's just about perfect.
Almost looked like it was photoshopped.
That's beautiful.
Now Santiago struggling here in the first, and the next pitch will be his 20th. Rangers trying to break through against the left-hander. Odor and Beltre getting their leads. The 2-1 pitch coming to Moreland. Well, 3 and 4 stacked right on top of each other, down and away. No, 2-2 now.
Pretty good pitches. 2-0 and 2-1.
Iannetta flashing the signs out. Now, Moreland backs out. Mitch, a .324 hitter now in his last 9 ball games. Trying to get the Rangers on the board here in the first. The 2-2 pitch. We'll come back and try it again. Santiago, as we mentioned, originally member of the White Sox. They drafted him in 2006 out of New Jersey. Made the majors with the White Sox, and he originally was a reliever. Matter of fact, the first 3.5 years that he spent in the minor leagues, they were all coming out of the bullpen. Finally got a chance to start, and that's how he got to the big leagues. Moreland chops one foul at home plate. We'll try it one more time. Take a look at our Kubota power stats for this evening. Hector Santiago, 5 career starts in this park at Globe Life Park. 4-0 with a .215 ERA. Rangers have hit just 196 against him. 1 or fewer runs allowed in all 4, or I should say in 4 of those 5 starts. And he has been a tough customer in this ballpark. Getting ready to unload his 7th pitch of the at-bat to Mitch Moreland. And another foul ball. And Mitch hanging tough. Advantage goes to the hitter the more pitches you're throwing, Tom?
Yeah, I think it's, you've said this a couple of times, the more pitches you throw, the better chance you have of hanging one.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, those pitches aren't going to be on the corner. You can't hit the corner every single time. Eventually, one's going to get away from you and be right in the hitter zone. And that, as a hitter, as you prolong the at-bats, what you're hoping for. Foul off the tough pitches, stay alive, and then hope you get a good one. Right in that center square, you're loosened up and ready to go and have a try at it.
Another 2-2. Hammered but pulled foul. There was a hanger. And that one hung a little too far inside.
Might have been a little too far inside. Pulled it foul.
So where Iannetta set the target down and away, and he was reaching across himself to go back and get that ball. And Mitch, dog on it. Or something like that.
Yeah, that's a real art to be able to keep a pitch that far inside fair. One of the best we've seen was Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Juan Gonzalez could hit a pitch that was 8 inches inside, fair down the left field line. Had the knack of kind of keeping his hands gripped very close to his body to get the good part of the bat on the ball. Keep the angle of the bat in a way that the ball stayed fair.
Hard hit, but one hop right at Giovatelli. And that battle won by Santiago. A long inning, 27 pitches for Hector Santiago. Rangers leave 2 aboard. We'll go to the second, scoreless in Anaheim, or Arlington. Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer now for great deals on America's best-selling brand. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT UVerse TV. UVerse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Now the first pitch of the second inning to Eric Ibar is laced into right field, and Ibar now 6 for 6 in this series. I think that qualifies as being on fire.
Yeah, stay hot. Yeah, pretty good pitch to hit. You got fastball right down the middle.
Now Ibar aboard to start this second inning for the Angels. David Freese now will come up. Freese, a 3-hit game last night himself. They're up there having their hacks early in the count against Wandy Rodriguez. Freese, another one of the guys that had seen Wandy in the National League. Freese, of course, with the St. Louis Cardinals. 4 out of 19 against Wandy Rodriguez is David Freese. That pitch just off the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wandy Rodriguez had made 248 starts in the National League before agreeing to terms with the Rangers this year after being cut loose by the Atlanta Braves. First time that he had ever pitched for an American League team. And I hesitate to think where the Rangers would be without him. The job he has done.
And you just don't expect to get this type of quality that close to the season off a player who's been released. Just doesn't happen that often.
And that appeal down to Tom Woodring at first. Said no swing. No, the count's 2-1. Now once Wandy got going, lost his first decision, then won 2 of the next 3 and 3 of the next 4. And Freese loops one into left field. That's a base hit. Ibar will stop at second. No, kind of shades of last night. Ibar and Freese both aboard on base hits. Nobody out. Chris Iannetta coming up. And let's check in with Jim Knox. Jim?
All right, Buzz, special guest Lieutenant Colonel Robert Furman, the United States Marines, and big happenings before Air Force, big happenings before the game. You swore in 140 individuals.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We have 140 new airmen joining the Air Force. They're leaving from here to go to basic training very soon, and then could be anywhere in the world in a matter of months.
And this had to be a wonderful scene before the game because it's a packed house, the flyover, everybody's attending the game and looking down on the Air Force individuals. It's just a wonderful experience. It had to be.
Absolutely. Most impressive night of my life. You know, to watch 140 new airmen walk onto the field and have the kind of support that we've got here in Texas and in front of a sellout crowd like this, it was a really special night.
And you got to throw out the first pitch.
That was the part I was nervous about. The pitch worked out okay, so it's an even better night.
Well, happy 4th of July. Thank you for everything you guys do. Appreciate it, Buzz.
Chris Iannetta bangs one through the hole on the left side. So 3 consecutive singles. And the Angels opening up the second inning on fire here against Wandy Rodriguez. Bases full, nobody out. And C.J. Cron coming up.
You know they're on fire because every time they put the ball in play, it finds a hole. Ibar served a decent line drive to right center. Freese got jammed and blooped it in front of left field. Iannetta hits a curveball, solidly, but it's on the ground and in the hole. And you go back to the Ranger half of the inning. Mitch Moreland hit a bullet right straight at the second baseman with a couple of men on. So it's not always exactly how you hit it, but where you hit it. And they're hitting the ball great, but they're also finding a lot of holes the last 2 nights.
So bases full, nobody away. C.J. Cron had a base hit last night. Drove in a run, takes outside for ball 1. Cron 1 for 5 in last night's ball game. Also had a couple of strikeouts. 2 for 2 in his young career against Wandy Rodriguez. And the next breaking ball hangs outside. 2-0.
We saw Cron last night hit some fastballs and struggle against breaking balls, at least in last night's game. But now he's in a pretty good situation because both off-speed pitches were balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can almost eliminate that if you're Cron now, looking for, say, at least in your approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they get something else, you're in a good enough position where you can just take it.
Yep. Wandy trying to reach into that bag of tricks that he carries around and see if he can pull out a double play. And the base is full of Angels and nobody out here in the second. 2-1 on the foul ball. Cron, as we mentioned last night, had been called up now for the third time this year. He has spent most of the time at AAA Salt Lake City for the Angels. 23 games down there. He hit .323, and that's kind of been his MO. He has hit extremely well at AAA, forcing the Angels to call him up, and then has not been able to transfer that similar success anyway to the big leagues yet. And Wandy Rodriguez trying to make sure that stays the same right here. Two balls and two strikes. Wandy working from the stretch with the bases full. 3-2. No place to put Cron. With nobody out, Cron trying to keep this going for the Angels. Daniel Robertson is in the on-deck circle. Rodriguez with a payoff pitch. Breaking ball hit to center field, a base hit. Ibar scores. The stop sign is put up for freeze. And Cron on a 3-2 pitch got it up and into center field for the RBI base hit. The Angels lead it 1-0.
Yeah, another ground ball that found a hole. Sooner or later, one's got to be hit at somebody. And when it is, Rangers have a chance to turn a double play, but he's got to throw a strike. So he threw a curveball for a strike. Cron stayed with it and found the hole right back through the middle.
No, Mike Maddox out to the mound after 4 consecutive singles open up this second inning. Angels on top 1-0. In case you missed it, the changes the Rangers made today were in part a response to the difficult outing that Chichi Gonzalez had last night. Had to use Anthony Bass for 4 1/3. So they had to bring up Anthony Renato and put him in the bullpen as their long man. Didn't have anybody else to do that with. And Jeff Bannister and company had to option Chichi Gonzalez back to AAA. Well, that was the pitching move made today. And of course, I'm sure most of you are aware that last night after the ball game, Neftali Feliz was designated for assignment. Daniel Robertson first ball swing, and he pops out to Mitch Moreland. So a big out for number 1 here in the second inning.
That's one way to do it. It's tough for a pop-up to find a hole. That pop-up found a hole. You know you're in trouble.
So 1 gone, back to the top of the order, Johnny Giavotella. Giavotella skied to center as he started things off tonight. He's got Freese at third, Iannetta at second, and Cron at first. Nice stop by Carlos Corporan, that breaking ball in the dirt. They're talking about the Rangers pitching situation last night. I'm sure most of you are aware that Neftali Feliz designated for assignment. And that was to create a spot that Matt Harrison could occupy on the 40-man roster and also on the 25-man roster. There's a base hit to left field. 1 run is home. The stop sign put up at third for Iannetta. RBI single by Giavotella. The Angels have a 2-0 lead.
Man, just amazing. These ground balls just keep finding holes. Just can't get one to go right at the shortstop. You know, as a pitcher, you say in this situation, I'd love to get a ground ball, try to get a double play to get out of the inning. Unfortunately, all the ground balls are just out of the reach of the infielders.
Yep. And Wandy, who normally doesn't have a problem doing that, that fastball kind of cut back to the middle of the plate. He was trying to throw it down and away to Giavotella. And it had, instead of the tailing action that his two-seamer would normally have, And a little cutting action that brought it right back to the middle of the plate. So 2 runs across. Cole Calhoun, who had the big early hit last night, a 3-run double in, oddly enough, the second inning last night's game. That was when Chichi Gonzalez was within a pitch of being out of that frame with just 1 run given up. Breaking ball off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calhoun, though, down on the count against Gonzalez last night, able to work the count full and got a pitch that he could handle, and he plugged the right center field gap, clearing the bases. This one hit pretty well to left center. It's playable for Leonis Martin. Tagging at third, Iannetta. He will come down the line to score. The throw goes into third. And the sacrifice fly by Cole Calhoun. The Angels have a 3-0 lead. Well, Calhoun with his 41st RBI and his 5th in this series. 2 outs now, and runners at first and second for Mike Trout. Trout had a slow roller out to short that Elvis Andrus made a very nice play on in the first inning. First breaking ball is low inside for ball 1. Trout up there with Crone at second, Giovanella at first. Rodriguez back to the plate. Another breaking ball. 2-0. Now Trout brings in a 4-game hitting streak to play here this evening. 5 out of 14 in those 4 games. High and tight. Spun him around. And it's 3-0. Oh. Now home runs. In the American League, Albert Pujols in the on-deck circle leads with 24. J.D. Martinez with the Tigers at 22, and Trout now at 21, tied for third with Nelly Cruz. Ahead of the count, 3-0, and the pitch outside. That'll load him up for Pujols.
It was a second inning last night. That was the difference in the ball game. Long inning for the Angels. They scored 6 in the second. Wandy's got a tough guy to get out here to keep it as only 3 for the Angels, trying to get Pujols to end the inning.
The Angels sent 12 men to the plate in that second inning last night. Albert Pujols is the 9th Angel to come to bat in the second inning here tonight. Hate to bring up deja vu, but it's getting pretty close. Pujols popped out to Elvis Andrus his first time. 13 career grand slams for Albert Pujols. He's got the bases full here. Wandy Rodriguez staring in, now has a sign to work with. And throws a fastball right down the middle. Wandy staring in to get the sign for his 25th pitch of this inning. Remember last night the tandem of Chichi Gonzalez and Anthony Bass had to use 61 pitches to extricate themselves from that second inning. Most multi-home run games since 2001 in baseball. If he doesn't make contact with that ball, it probably hits him in the chest.
Yeah, that was way inside. Well, it's one of those power hitters that doesn't strike out very much. The ball must have cut a lot farther and ended up farther inside than he thought it was going to be.
Well, that's quite a weapon for Wandy Rodriguez, that cut fastball. This is outside with a two-seam fastball. And it's 1-2.
Wandy's given up a lot of hits lately. In his last 3 starts, he's given up 28 hits in 14 innings. Opponents have hit 406. He won his last start. He gave up 8 hits in 5 innings, but only 1 run to the Orioles. Gonna make a big pitch here to get Pujols.
Albert's just not going to let him get a fastball by him inside, is he?
No, he's going to swing at it. Not doing much with it, but he's swinging at him. Those pitches are so far inside, no one could do anything with those pitches.
They're almost off the chart.
Yeah, there's one exactly underneath number 4 because he swung at 2 of those in there. Second pitch was in there as well.
Rodriguez sets again. And going the other way, Pujols somehow just dropped the barrel of the bat on it and fouled it away. Pujols, since joining the Angels back in 2012, you get a look at that last pitch. Pujols has hit .306 with 7 home runs and driven in 24 in this ballpark. Wandy, a long look in. That was Corcoran going through the signs.
He's making good pitches too. The balls that he's fouling off, he's lucky he's not hitting them into fair territory because none of them would go anywhere. That ball was way in on the fist. Ball's almost in there where that ball hit his helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first saw it, looked like his helmet just fell off, but that ball knocked the helmet off.
That's what I thought too.
Wow.
That's how far that ball was inside.
Yeah, that's not easy to do. Lucky it hit his helmet.
What's this? Doink. Bam.
Boy, that could have hit him right in the nose. Didn't miss by much. I don't think I've seen that one before.
I don't think I have either. Seen a guy do that bunting, but I've never seen him swing. Got him swinging. Got the breaking ball, and Pujols couldn't make contact. The Angels scored 3 times on 4 hits and a walk, and they strand 3. 3-0 Los Angeles. Is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer now for great deals on America's best-selling brand. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The Rangers now trailing 3-0 to the Angels. They come to bat here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Elvis Andrus to lead things off against Santiago. And left-hander deals high for ball 1. Elvis a .240 average for the year. He's 4 out of 19 against Santiago as the Left-hander fires a knee-high strike. Elvis just 1 for 17 in his last 5 ball games now. And there is strike 2. Career against the Angels, Elvis is the second best average that he has against any team. Cleveland, he has just gone completely crazy against. 366 career average against the Indians, but Angels second highest. 2-2 offering. 3-2. Elvis looking to get aboard to start off the Rangers' second inning. He'll be followed by Shin-Soo Choo. Santiago's payoff pitch. Hit well to left field. Daniel Robertson retreating back at the track and reaches up to make the catch.
Well, the last 2 balls have been hit exceptionally hard. Mitch with a couple of men on hit a smash right straight to the second baseman, and then leading off the second, Elvis got a pitch on the inside part of the plate and drove it all the way to the warning track, maybe to the wall in left field. Daniel Robertson playing a little bit deep. Made a nice play.
Well, 1 long out into the glove of Daniel Robertson. Now Shin-Soo Choo. Choo hitting at 232. He has had the distinction of being one of the last 2 left-handers to have a home run against Hector Santiago. Santiago just does not allow left-handers to leave the ballpark, but Choo had one against him last year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now 2-1. Choo in his last 5 ball games picking things up offensively. 333 the average. That is slicing back into the seats down the left side, and the count will even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Take Choo's line a little bit further back. Last 6 ball games is at 304. He's also mixed in 3 walks in those 6 games. High fastball, and we'll try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rangers come in 10th in the American League in team batting. They're at 249. Another foul ball. Rangers, though, have had that mark slip considerably. The last 29 games, they've hit just barely over 240. They were at a season high of 253 before that streak. And as a result, their run scoring ability has dropped also. Giovanella knocks it down, can't get the handle when he gets up. And Choo will have a base hit.
Well, there's a good sign. The Rangers starting to find a hole. Concentration in the eyes of Shin-Soo Choo. A fastball out over the plate and did find a hole.
Now the second Ranger hit of the night has Choo aboard at first for Carlos Corporan. Corporan, the switch hitting catcher, will bat from the right side against the lefty Santiago. Carlos has been out a little more than he cared to be, and it wasn't just that Robinson Chirinos had one more starting time. It was that Carlos, last time he played, got a foul tip that hit him on the left thumb, hit the thumb part of the glove, and really stung him. He couldn't grip the bat very well for a couple days. Didn't mention that to anybody. It didn't become common knowledge until Jeff Bannister said, well, his hand's a little bit sore from that foul tip. Right back in there tonight with Juan Rodriguez on the hill. One ball and one strike. Last 3 ball games, 4 for 10 with 4 runs driven in. And this one popped up. Giovanella backpedaling into shallow right field. He's under it to make the catch. Cole Calhoun was right behind him, but decided to let the second baseman take it. 2 gone. Leonis Martin coming up. Well, folks, on Sunday, July 12th, the first 15,000 fans get a Michael Young bobblehead, courtesy of Globe Life. It's your last chance to see the Rangers before the All-Star break, so don't wait to get your tickets. Just visit TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS to get your seats. Leonis Martin batting 9th in the Ranger order tonight. Leonis at 223 with the average. 5 home runs, 24 driven in for the Ranger center fielder. And he takes strike 1.
Now, Santiago is only 4-4 on the season, even with the 6th best ERA in the league, 2.58. But 5 times he's given up 1 earned run or less and had a no decision, including his last 2 starts. Went 6 innings and 7 innings, 1 earned run in each game, and got 2 of his 5 no decisions in games like that. With a little more support, he have a little bit better record. Opponents have only hit .214 against him.
You know, Phantom Cam giving you a shot of Shin-Soo Choo getting back on that last pickoff throw at first. Oh, and 2. Leonis hitting out of that slightly open stance against Santiago. Left-hander peering in for the signs, and well, Leonis said that's enough. I've waited long enough. Let me get out of here for a second. Santiago a check of first. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Santiago hasn't given up a run. He's given up several base runners, but this is going to be the 46th pitch he's thrown in 2 innings. One time through the lineup, he's averaged 5 pitches per batter one time through the lineup. So far from a gem he's throwing right now.
And call strike 3. Well, he spotted that outside corner, and Martin caught looking. No runs a hit, 1 left. After 2 here in Arlington, it's the Angels 3, the Rangers nothing. fan photo and use the hashtag Southwest Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself or your fan on the upcoming broadcast. That's brought to you by the good folks at T-Mobile. The Angels come to bat here in the top of the third inning. They are beginning the same place as they did in the second inning. That would be with Eric Ibar, who singled to start that 3-run uprising. 1 ball, no strikes. Ibar now 6 for 6 against the Rangers in this series.
And 6 for 6 has allowed him to go 20 for his last 45, make it 21 for his last 46.
And that is extra bases. It clangs off the Geico sign. Leona's throwing into second base, but the only one there was Ibar, and he wasn't going to catch it. Moreland, fortunately, backing it up.
Well, he got to it quickly and thought he might have a chance at second base, but no one else did. And Ibar cruised into second. Boy, you got to pitch belt high and right down the middle of the plate. Seems like when you're in a hot streak, you're hitting everything they throw up there and getting pitches that you can handle. Ibar drove that all the way off the sign in front of the bullpen in left center field.
Hitting the good pitches softly and the bad pitches hard.
And they're all falling.
And they're falling.
21 for 46. I don't know what that is. 440, 450.
It's a lot. So Ibar at second to start things off. In the third inning, David Freese, who singled softly to left field his first time. It's a knee-high strike, 0-1. Freese a 244 average now after that base hit. Ibar with excellent speed, getting a fairly modest lead out there at second. Looper to right, coming on Chu, and he makes the catch. Ibar tagging, he's trying to go to third. The throw, and short hop Beltre could not come up with it. And Ibar in safely, and boy, that was a pretty good play by Shin-Soo Choo to keep it out of the light so he could make the catch in the first place, and then made a very strong, accurate throw to third.
He's got a pretty good idea that Ibar's tagging up, so he gets rid of it as quickly as he can. And if the throw was a little bit shorter and bounced on one hop, or a little bit longer and was able to be caught in the air by Adrian, they had him at third base.
Yep. The 1 out now. Iannetta is up there with the infield pulled all the way in. You get a look at all the principles in that last play. Good angle from our low third. Iannetta had a single to left field his first time, and Wandy Rodriguez missing badly high and away. 2 balls, no strikes.
Buzz, we'd like to acknowledge a very special person to the Texas Rangers. Jana Almendarez is the wife of Round Rock Express General Manager Chris Almendarez. Jana, the Rangers would like to send our best wishes to you while you're going through very challenging times. We are thinking of you.
Three balls and no strikes. Now they're going to intentionally walk Chris Iannetta to get to C.J. Cron. Falling behind Iannetta, they didn't want to take a chance on maybe grooving one to him. Well, the intentional walk, put runners at the corners, and 1 out for Cron. Let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, Buzz, real quick, we're with Patrick Sowers. He's with Operations Once in a Lifetime, and you're entertaining a bunch of soldiers. What's this about, Patrick?
Yeah, it's 4th of July. Operation Once in a Lifetime is all about creating once-in-a-lifetime experiences for U.S. service members and their families. And thanks to Del Frisco's, we are here tonight in a luxury suite. Got bussed up on the Fan Express today from Fort Hood, Texas. All these guys behind us. They're literally getting a memory of a lifetime that's going to last with them for a lifetime. And, yeah, I mean, we couldn't do it without the Rangers. And special guests, of Derek Holland today. They got to go on the field. And Derek, I mean, he really helped pull this together for us. And Del Frisco's. And once in a lifetime, all come together to make dreams come true today.
There we go. Well, keep up the great work. Good to have you guys out at the ballpark. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Appreciate it, Buzz.
All right, Nachi, thank you. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Cron. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Wandy having a little trouble zeroing in on the strike zone now. And he's getting up there in pitches too. 53 coming up with just one out here in the third inning.
Well, the Angels have hit a number of ground balls. The walk to Iannetta at least sets up the potential for a double play.
And Cron, a high fly ball to left center. That's going to be deep enough to score Ibar. He tags at third. The throw comes into second. Ibar crosses home plate, and the Angels have increased their lead. It's now 4-0 Los Angeles. C.J. Cron with his second RBI of the night on the sacrifice fly here. Well, with 2 outs, Daniel Robertson coming up. Let's send it over to Rick Renner for a Mazda game break. All right, Rick, thank you. The Orioles were getting shut out in that ball game this afternoon, too. They've been shut out 2 games in a row.
Rangers put them in a slump.
Yeah. Daniel Robertson popped out his first time up. Wandy missing high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Daniel, a .214 average. No home runs, a couple driven in. Ranger fans will remember Daniel from last year. 70 games with the Rangers. He hit .271. He is a ball of energy. High energy player and really an aggressive kind of player. Angels called him up from AAA Salt Lake City on the 14th of June. Takes that breaking ball that slices the inside corner off. 2-2. Angels 4 runs on 7 hits. Rangers no runs on a couple of hits. Tapper right back to the mound. Wandy will fire on to Mitch Moreland. That'll do it. Angels add on a run. They get a run on a hit and lead 1. And after 2.5, it's now the Angels 4 and the Rangers nothing. Use $7 upper reserve and upper box tickets. Plus, Papa John's is activating the Rangers 7 special all day. Visit TexasRangers.com. Use the online coupon code 777 to get your tickets for the Diamondbacks Rangers game on July 7th. The first 15,000 fans 14 and older also get a Rangers Hawaiian t-shirt, and that's courtesy of Fox Sports Southwest. Bottom of the third inning and the top of the Ranger order to face Hector Santiago. Rougned Odor, who singled right back through the middle his first time up, takes ball 1. Moved in a .233 average. Popped it into right center. Mike Trout waiting for it to come down to him. That is out number 1. So Odor is 1 out of 2. Trout taking care of that fly ball. Next will be Ryan Rua.
If you go back almost a year, Santiago is 10-6. A lot of no decisions in games he pitched very well. But over about a year's time, his ERA is .280. And the Angels have, you know, a few pitchers in on their staff that are a little bit better known than Santiago, but he may not be pitching into the 7th or 8th inning every time, but he's pitched some quality innings for the Angels over the last year, halfway through last season and up to the All-Star break thus far this year.
Ryan Rua taking that big bender. It's a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, you certainly can't argue with the stats he's put up. No. ERA and opponent's batting average, things like that. And there's not much he can do to control how many runs that his team scores for him.
No, he's not hitting.
Well, apparently his teammates aren't much either when he's pitching.
They're not hitting much. 5 just this year, 5 no decisions with 1 earned run or less allowed. That's pretty tough.
Rua takes a strike. It's 3-1. Ryan lined to center field, the right center, more accurate. His first time up. The skimmer out to Ibar. He can't find the handle, and Rua's going to reach first. That'll be ruled an error on Ibar. Whoops. Now the 46th error of the year committed by the Angels. Ibar misplaying that. Angels were 10th in the American League in fielding percentage. Well, let's see if the Rangers can capitalize on it. You got Rua at first, just 1 out, and Prince Fielder coming up. Fielder had a fly ball to center his first time. Prince, as we told you, had another multi-hit game last night. His 35th of the year. That's 4 more than anybody else in baseball. Jason Kipnis has 31. Play being slowed here. Ibar's trying to catch his breath out there at shortstop. That ball came up and got him in the breadbasket. And Fielder, first ball swinging, lofts it to left. Daniel Robertson sliding a bit to his right, makes the grab. That's out number 2, and it'll bring up Adrian Beltre. The error committed by Ibar, by the way, his 8th of the year. Not middle of the pack as far as major league shortstops are concerned, error-wise. Good, solid player, though, over the years. He has been a very valuable member of the Angels.
Yep, got good speed, steady at shortstop, accurate arm. Last year he hit close to 280, knocked in almost 70 runs last year.
Beltre drives one to dead center field. Trout is back at the wall, up against the padding, makes the catch. Mike Trout going all the way back 405 feet from home plate to haul in Beltre's blast. 9-pitch inning. Rangers are gone in the 3rd. On Camp Wisdom Road in Duncanville. Don't miss this chance to win great prizes and to meet one of your favorite Rangers at Whataburger. Now we go to the top of the 4th inning. There's Rougned. He will be at Whataburger on Wednesday. 10:30 in the morning, as a matter of fact. Top of the 4th. It will be the top of the Angels order. Giovatello first ball swinging, and Adrian Beltre takes care of him. 1 pitch and 1 away. And joining us, as always, in the middle couple of innings, Mark McLemore. Mac, we weren't able to do much last night. We need a little more tonight.
We do need a little more tonight. I was able to stop the progression last night.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can stop it again tonight, but we also need to get those bats going.
Yeah, what is the deal here? There's something about home cooking that doesn't agree with these guys, I guess. I don't know.
It seems as though, when we're not getting good pitching, the bats aren't alive either.
Yeah.
And that's at the same time, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah,
that's a bad thing.
Yeah. When you're not scoring and when you're giving up runs, that's not a good combination. Cole Calhoun, 1 out of 1 tonight. A single, also had a sacrifice fly, driving in his 41st run of the year. I assume that, we're talking about the club not playing well at home. You go through slumps at home, just like you do hitting or pitching or whatever. You get into a slump in a ballpark, and if it's your own ballpark, that's a problem because you play 81 games there every year.
That's a real problem for the Rangers because most of their games in the second half are at home.
Right.
So they've got to turn their fortunes around at home if they're going to have any kind of a chance to get the postseason.
Does that get to be a mental thing? You hear it so much. You can't open a newspaper or turn on the radio without hearing somebody talking about how bad you are at home. Does that play into it at all?
If you listen to that, if you listen to that and read that, I know when I played, I didn't want to listen to it or hear any of it. I knew what the temperature was in the clubhouse, and that's all that really mattered. Mm-hmm. I didn't need us to to tell me how well or how poorly we were doing. So you really just have to block it out. But I think we actually have an advantage going into the second half because we all know it's summer.
Sure.
And the players here are used to the heat.
Calhoun, a drive to right. Chew at the wall. That ball's gone. A 3-2 pitch. Cole Calhoun with his 8th home run of the year. Rangers are now down 5-0.
Well, we highlighted Calhoun in the pregame show today based on what he did in last night's game, and been every bit as good so far in this game. A single, a sac fly, and he hits a hanging curveball, 3-2 to right field into the second row.
Angels have been able to put runs on the board in each of the last 3 innings.
Calhoun came into the game batting over 500 against the Rangers. He's 2 for 2 so far in this one.
So I would guess that he's still over 500, huh?
Yeah, I think he is.
Not real good
Might
at
be
math,
zeroing in on 600 by now.
Mike Trout up there. Yeah, Trout's no slouch himself against the Rangers. There's our phantom cam of that contact.
I think what we need to do is pitch him like other teams are pitching him because he's hitting 260 and somebody's getting him out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Somebody is.
So
Mike Trout tonight, a walk and a ground ball to short. And that's looped down into the shallow right. Going out Odor, and Rougned stays with it for out number 2.
They made 2 good pitches on Trout to get him out twice. Got the fastball belt high and in, and jammed him twice. So he hasn't been a problem tonight. Pujols struck out with the bases loaded and popped up. He hasn't been a problem. They didn't do a whole lot last night. 2 guys you want to keep quiet. But the rest of the guys have been chiming in pretty successfully.
Yeah, the other 7 guys in the lineup took offense to us leaving them out.
I guess so.
Here's Pujols.
They were definitely watching the show yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Especially Ibar. What is he, 7 for 7 already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Two balls, no strikes to Pujols. 0 for 2, hitting at 261. Now 2-1. That home run by Calhoun, by the way, 364 feet. I think the wall right there is 362. Unfortunately. 2-2 on the check swing foul. There's Calhoun. Calhoun now with 8 home runs and 42 RBI.
You know, the other thing about the Angels offense coming into this series, they were 0 for 27 with men in scoring position. They had 6 hits last night with men in scoring position. Not sure how many they've had tonight, like 3 or 4. So whatever they were doing before this series, they've changed it because they're finding a lot of hits when they need them in this series. Also been tough on the Rangers in this ballpark. They've won 12 out of the last 14 games here.
Towering foul ball by Pujols. That's well back into the second deck.
And they went 14-5 against the Rangers last year. The Angels have had the Rangers number. It tends to go in cycles and vary from year to year, but there's the most recent numbers.
And another foul tip.
And Pujols has seen sharp breaking curveballs down around the ankles. A lot of the other guys have seen curveballs about belt high and out over the plate.
See, not too many pitches in the middle of that strike zone. 9th of the at bat coming. And that ball's hit hard but pulled foul.
Almost got the vendor.
Wow, that wouldn't have felt good right in the back.
Didn't stop selling though. Bringing that cash in. And ball 4. Pujols draws the walk. He is aboard with 2 outs. Eric Ibar coming up.
Well, the Rangers needed a lot of relief help in last night's game. Anthony Bass threw 80, I think it was 85 pitches last night. They were leading a long man tonight. They called up Anthony Renato just to make sure they had a long man. Wandy's already thrown 80 pitches, not out of the 4th inning yet. So I have to think Anthony's going to see 40 or 50 pitches tonight himself.
That's a good stat for you. With 7 consecutive hits, or hits and 7 consecutive at bats. Ibar only a couple away from the Angel record.
Wandy has struggled at home, coming into the game 0-3 with a 7+ ERA.
1-0 pitch. And that one's high. You know, we had talked early in the ballgame about Wandy and needing to get the mojo that he has on the road, bring it home with him, and he just has not been able to do that. This is a different guy with different command than he's been having on the road, especially the breaking ball. The fastball has been okay, but he hasn't been able to get the breaking ball where he needs it most of the time. And that's a critical pitch for him. That one hangs outside and high. It's 3 balls and a strike to Ibar. Ibar hitting 5th, to be followed by David Freese. 1 on, 2 out. A run across here in the 4th inning on Calhoun's home run. Tailing fastball, and a backing Ibar off, and got the inside corner. So it's a full count. Now with 2 outs, Pujols will be off and moving. Payoff pitch. Line to left. Rua going back. Has a play on him. They finally retire Ibar. The Angels, though, get a run on Cole Calhoun's solo home run. They strand a runner. After 3.5, it's now the Angels 5 and the Rangers nothing.
to the bottom of the 4th inning and welcome you back to Globe Life Park in Arlington on this July 4th. And here to tell you about a very special event coming up here at the ballpark on August 4th. That's a Tuesday night. The Astros in town. And while they are, it will be Fields of Fashion. It's an MLB event in which the ladies who appreciate baseball and these Texas Rangers can get a buffet dinner in the Hall of Fame, hear a little Q&A with the Rangers' wives, and also see some of the latest fashions to be offered surrounding the world of baseball. I'll be at the event. It is a good one. So to get your tickets, go to texasrangers.com/fashion, guys.
All right, and thank you. Well, Mitch Moreland leading off for the Rangers here in the 4th inning. And finds himself down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes very quickly. Mitch, a ground ball to second. It was back in the 1st inning. Another one of those balls would hit very hard, but right at the defender. Mitch reaching out and poking it foul. 0-2. Mitch at 296 after his 0 for 1. Team leader with 14 home runs. He is 6 RBI behind Prince Fielder for the team lead. Well, it seems like neither pitcher tonight has been able to put away hitters easily. Gotten to 2 strikes on a number of hitters, but then several foul balls later, they're still working on it. 1-2.
Buzz, what causes that?
You know, I think when your command's off just by a little bit, and you're missing your spot, say by 6 inches or 4 inches, you've got the right idea, but not quite making the pitch exactly where you want it. Guys can get a piece of it more consistently. And also, if you don't have a good sharp breaking ball, I think you get a lot more foul balls off of maybe a normal kind of breaking ball than you do off a sharp slider or sharp curveball. But I think the biggest culprit, Mac, I think, is the command. Just missing by just enough to allow a hitter to get some wood on it. Ibar, the shortstop, down to the shallow left, puts it away. Moreland is retired. 1 gone for Elvis Andrus. Folks, it's a rematch 4 years in the making. Tomorrow it's the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup Final. Team USA and 2011 runner-up takes on defending champion Japan. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Fastball to Elvis, in for a strike. Andrus hit a long line drive to left field his first time. Chopper to third. Freeze playing it off of his hip. 2 gone. Next will be Shin-Soo Choo. Well, Santiago now, after having a couple of long innings to begin things, 1st and 2nd inning, 46 pitches in those 2 frames, has kind of toned things down a little bit. Getting Rangers fairly quickly in the count. Had 9 pitches getting through the 3rd inning. Choo had an infield single. Takes the breaking ball a little bit outside for ball 1. Now 2-0.
Santiago's he's got to be tough to hit off of. He's got a funky motion as it is, and then he throws across his body as well. So he's tough. He's, in my mind, from what I can see from here, he's equally as tough on lefties as he is righties.
Daniel Robertson almost overran that. He has to make a circus catch coming back. And he takes it away from Shin-Soo Choo. 3 up, 3 down. First time that's happened tonight for the Angels. On to the 5th we go. 5-0 Los Angeles. is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Mazda. In every car we make, you'll see why driving matters. Now the 5th inning here at Globe Life Park. Happy Independence Day to all of you. The 4th of July of 2015. Had a great night out here at the ballpark. Sellout crowd hoping for a Ranger comeback. First things first, Wandy's got to shut the Angels down here in the 5th inning, and he deals to David Freese, leading it off for ball 1. Freese a base hit his first time. That was in the 2nd inning. Came around to score. Last time up, Freese flied to right field. David Freese, the first Angel third baseman. 15 doubles and the 10 home runs since Troy Glaus did that back in 2003 before the All-Star break. Freese already has as many home runs now as he did all of last year. And he looks at a strike. That will do it. He is gone, and that is strikeout number 2 for Wandy Rodriguez.
I think the Angels hitters have all but eliminated Wandy's fastball, and they're just looking for that curveball. That's what they've been getting. That's what they've been hitting. The last couple of batters have taken some pretty good fastballs to hit. They've been behind on them, and they're just looking for that breaking ball.
Now, Chris Iannetta has singled and been intentionally walked tonight, hitting at 190. And he takes another fastball. 0-2. Our Fox tracker showing you the different spots there, and Mac, I think you're exactly right, because Iannetta was right on that breaking ball. Wandy had spotted up a couple of fastballs, and Iannetta never even thought about offering, and goes in one breaking ball. Wham, he's letting it go. 1-2.
You know, I played with a lot of guys, I'm sure you guys did as well, that will just sit on one pitch the entire at bat, and if they don't get it, they're not going to swing. They'll sit up there, and it's you know, especially middle of the order guys, and they would, you know, they'd say, okay, well, it's a strike. I'm not trying to protect the plate. I'm looking for a slider. I'm looking for a change, whatever it is, and I'm not going to swing until I get one. And I've seen guys just take strike 3 because it wasn't the pitch they were looking for. Will Clark was really good at it. Edgar Martinez was great at it. They'd sit up there, and, you know, we'd be 2 weeks out from facing somebody, and Will would sit up there and say, I'm looking for a slider from this guy. I'm like, what guy? Who are we facing tomorrow? Not tomorrow, 2 weeks from now. I already looked at the schedule. And then he'd get a slider 2 weeks from now and hit it in the bullpen.
No, that's the key. It's one thing to look for, but
yes,
you guess right, you have to hit it. That was the hard part for me.
And Mitch, a little squibber in and out of his glove, and Iannetta is going to be on safely.
That ball had a lot of spin on it. Wasn't going very fast.
Yeah.
Looked like a simple play. Didn't turn out to be, though.
These are the toughest plays. I didn't like these. There's so much spin on it. When that leather from the ball hits the leather of the glove, it takes off. So
it's still spinning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's spinning like a top. So you've got to catch it a certain way. And if you lay your glove down flat like he did right there, that's what it's going to do. I hated those.
Look at the ball. Look at that spin.
Exactly.
Spinning like a top.
And as soon as it catches leather, it's gonna roll out.
And our official scorer, Will Rudd, agrees with you guys because he gave him a base hit on that.
Look
Took
at that.
all that into account. All the way around the pocket of the glove and back out.
Yep.
Wow.
You got to kind of put your glove all the way down, face down. Well, not face down, but pocket down. So it does. So it just stays in there. It'll spin around in there, but it'll stay in there. It won't come out.
Meanwhile, C.J. Cron popped out in foul territory to Mitch. That's out number 2, and it'll bring up Daniel Robertson. Wandy in a relatively warm early summer night here at Globe Life Park. Worked up a pretty good sweat going back to the 2nd inning. It has been that kind of a night. Daniel Robertson 0 for 2. He has popped out, tapped back to the mound. Angels now 5 runs on 9 hits. They have committed the only error of the ball game. Meanwhile, the Rangers no runs on just 2 hits against Hector Santiago. Daniel hitting at 207 as he faces Wandy Rodriguez. Elvis, a little underhand flip to Odor. That'll do it. No runs a hit, 1 man left for the Angels. We played half the ball game here tonight, and it's the Angels leading the Rangers by a score of 5-0. We'll take you back in our time machine on this day. 1939. Lou Gehrig, with the famous luckiest man on the face of the earth speech, becomes the first player to have his uniform number retired. That great speech at Yankee Stadium, a packed house, and Lou Gehrig saying he felt like he was the luckiest man on the face of the earth to have been able to play for the Yankees in front of all those people. Cold hard fact brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Carlos Corcoran leading off the Ranger 5th inning. Takes strike 1. Carlos popped out to second. His first time up there. It'll be Corcoran, Martin, and Odor here in the Ranger 5th. Need some base runners. Santiago is not allowed a base runner with the exception of an error since the 2nd inning. And an error by Ibar in the 3rd inning. Rangers had 2 base runners in the 1st on a single and a walk, and 1 in the 2nd, and that's been it. Santiago continuing his outstanding pitching in this ballpark.
Yeah, regardless of if Corcoran gets on or not, it's a good time for Leonis to lay down a bunt, especially against a tough left-hander.
1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Ball in the dirt, and that will be recorded at first as Iannetta fires on to Pujols. 1 gone before Leonis steps in. Let's send it over to Rick Renner for a Mazda game break. All right, Rick, thank you.
I haven't seen that one yet, but if it's as good as, was it as good as Josh Donaldson's?
No,
I don't
not
think
quite.
so.
Not quite. Martin to right center field. Calhoun back there, and that's out number 2. Now, Donaldson's was incredible.
Yeah, he dove and caught it when he was in the stands. The one Jeter had was a great play.
Yeah.
Right.
He caught that before he ever went into the stands.
Right.
His momentum took him in the stands. Donaldson dove and caught that thing in there.
The thing about it was he knew he was going into the stands, and when he landed, he was going to hit some seats and people. So that's what made that really, really tough. Jeter's play, great play, but like you said, his momentum took him into the stands. But Donaldson knew he was going to come up hitting something hard.
What did Avila do? Did he
Avila kind of caught as he was
going in?
Yeah, going in. I mean, he had a lot of momentum going in there, but it wasn't. I think a big part of it, you got a catcher who's not played first base before playing first base.
Yeah. Donaldson, I mean, he just literally gave it up. I saw him make a couple of plays, at least one play like that into the tarp in Oakland.
And we'll take you on our AT&T Uverse. Here's the Josh Donaldson play. Look at this thing.
You know you're going to hit somebody.
He's lucky that big guy in a white shirt was there.
Cushioned him a little bit.
Robertson in the corner. It's a fair ball, and he can't get it. And it's going to be a double. Rougned Odor going the other way. That's kind of out of our line of sight down there, so I can't tell you exactly what happened, but it's a ground rule double. That much we do know.
I know Daniel Robertson gave it a great effort, but it looked like it was slicing away from him. Let's see if he ever got to it or not. Not quite.
Just couldn't get there.
He sure got up and got it in quickly, though.
So Odor with his second hit of the night. He's now 2 for 3 in scoring position with 2 outs, and Ryan Rua at the plate. First Ranger hit off of Santiago since the second inning. Rua is lined to center and reached on an error. That Josh Donaldson catch again.
He really has no idea where he's going to land when he dives. He could have hit anywhere.
I'd be worried about the seats that I know.
Exactly.
Because those things are not going to move.
Come up with a face full of seat right across your forehead. He impresses me, though. The guy just doesn't care. It's fine. Whatever he needed to do.
No, and several times he did it in Oakland after a much longer run. He dove into that tarp, ended up on the other side of the tarp one time against the Rangers.
0-2 to Rua. Here's the Jeter play.
Jeter went in just as hard.
Yeah.
But he's already got the ball. I'm not taking anything away from that play.
No.
He gave it up too. Same thing could have happened to him.
He hit that brick wall with his right thigh. That's painful.
0-2 to Rua.
They both went into the stands equally as hard. Donaldson just had to make the catch while he was on the other side. But the risk to their body was pretty much the same thing.
I think I'd have to think about that.
I think I would be thinking, which would keep me from doing that. Those
Plays
guys,
over.
They're only thinking one thing: get that ball, and that's it. I'm thinking, try to get the ball, but be a little bit concerned about what might happen to your body if you do that.
Just think if they had missed it and did all that, that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Ryan Rua trying to pick up Rougned Odor, who's out at second. This is only the second at bat for the Rangers with a runner in scoring position tonight. And inside, 3-2. Rua eyeballing Santiago's offering. The count is now full. If Rua is able to get aboard to join Odor, Prince Fielder is looming. Santiago nods in agreement and sets. The payoff pitch on the way. We'll try it again. Spencer Patton continuing to loosen in that Ranger bullpen. Looks like he will be the new pitcher when Rangers go into the field for the 6th inning. Wandy Rodriguez up right at 100 pitches tonight, and they have been high leverage situations. 101.
Wandy got at least through the 5th, which kept the Rangers from having to use the long man anyway. Save him for tomorrow.
Another 3-2. Got him swinging. Well, the Rangers get a double from Odor, but leave him stranded. We finished 5. Angels leading 5-0. Mac, thanks for joining us. We'll see you after the ball game on Rangers Live. Arizona Diamondbacks and the first 15,000 fans 14 and older will take home a Hawaiian Rangers t-shirt. That's courtesy of Fox Sports Southwest. Visit TexasRangers.com to get your tickets for Tuesday, July 7th. Now we head to the top of the 6th inning, and Spencer Patton is indeed the new Ranger pitcher. Wandy Rodriguez finished after 5 innings of work. Wandy, 9 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Turning it over to the 27-year-old right-hander Spencer Patton out of Illinois. Last time we saw Spencer in the Baltimore series, worked a third of an inning. Gave up a couple of hits, but he has very quickly pitched his way into some significant innings coming out of the bullpen, mostly middle innings like now, 6th inning, 7th inning. But Jeff Bannister mentioning him along with the Shepers and Kella and the guys that he likes to call the winning pieces in the bullpen.
Well, the one thing it looks, Buzz, like Spencer can do is come in and throw all his pitches for strikes, pound the strike zone, and he's only given up 4 hits in 6 innings. 2 of them have been home runs. That's why his ERA is 4.05. But for the most part, he's come in and made a lot of quality pitches.
That pitch to Giovatelli just off the outside corner. There's a look from center field for you. A bank of cameras up there. The expanse of Globe Life Park out in front of everyone. 1-2 pitch to Moreland. And a step to his right. Mitch plucking it out of the air. 1 gone. So Giovatelli now 1 for 4 after that line out. Going to bring up Cole Calhoun. Calhoun tonight, another big night against the Rangers. He is 2 for 2. He's had a sacrifice fly, a solo home run, so he's driven in a couple. Also mixed in a single. And Patton pulled the string and left it outside for ball 1. Calhoun with the average now at 265. Power numbers continuing to climb for him. 2-0 as Patton misses inside. Talking about Patton and that bullpen. The bullpen of late has really been solid. The longest matched their second longest outing of the season last night at 7 1/3 innings. The Ranger relievers, though, have had a 1.27 ERA in 7 games, going back almost a full week. 3-0 pitch, and it's a strike at the knees. Calhoun settling back in. Patton with a 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Mike Scioscia, ever stoic on that Angels bench.
That's not quite the Scioscia stare.
No, not yet. Payoff pitch. Lost him.
That would have been.
No, 1-out walk puts Calhoun aboard. Calhoun now is on for the 3rd time tonight. It brings up Mike Trout. Well, folks, you know extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night, they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 14th, only on Fox. 1 on, 1 out, Mike Trout, 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Patton deals strike 1 to him. Trout a 3.01 average. Patton trying to speed things up a little bit. Trout wasn't quite ready for it. Now Spencer ready. It's the second time for Mike Trout to have better than 20 home runs prior to the All-Star break. He had 21 a year ago. Check that, he had 22 a year ago. That was 21 this year. A ball and a strike. Cole Calhoun, the runner at first. Angels leading 5-0. Spencer Patton trying to keep it right there. 1-2. Rangers trying to turn the tables on the Angels. Angels, remember last year, went 15-4 against the Rangers. That was on the heels of the Rangers just beating up on the Halos for the better part of a half a decade. It's fouled out of play. You go back to the beginning of 2014 season. Last 23 ball games anyway. Rangers 5-18. 1-2 again. And another foul ball. And the Angels doing it here in Arlington too. The Rangers just 2-12 since the start of last year in this ballpark. Patton a check of first. Another 1-2 pitch. Hit him. And a breaking ball got away from him, and Trout is aboard. 2 on with 1 out for Albert Pujols.
Another interesting note on Mike Trout. He's led the league in runs scored the last 3 years. He's averaged about 118 runs for those 3 seasons. No one has ever led the league in runs 4 straight years. He's right in the mix. He's 3rd this year. He has scored 58 runs. Brian Dozier, Josh Donaldson each scored 61 runs. So Trout was able to lead the league this year. It'd be 4 straight years. It'd be the first time anyone's done that.
Yeah, did you see coming into tonight and see what his totals were? Trout's the last 3.5 years. He scored 356 runs, and that's 55 more than the second place Miguel Cabrera.
Wow.
And that's 55 runs more than Cabrera. I mean, Cabrera scores at will almost. It goes back to the start of the 2012 year.
Well, it just shows how good Trout is. Trout's home runs totals are right up there with Cabrera's now, so he's driving himself in about the same amount of time. And he's got Albert Pujols hitting behind him, which certainly doesn't hurt. And he's a much better runner than Cabrera. So if he's on first base, he'll score on a double. Cabrera's going to end up at third base. Not stealing bases quite like he did as a rookie. When he was a rookie, I think he was around 40, 45 stolen bases. Last year, he might have been somewhere around 20. He's not running quite as much. And he's not, earlier in his career, he was hitting at the top of the order. Now he's moved down to third in the lineup, where he'll probably be pretty much the rest of his career.
Yeah.
So he's in a good spot based on his talent and based on having Albert Pujols sitting behind him.
Pujols up there with a count of 2 balls and a strike. Calhoun at second, trailed by Trout. And that's all the way to the backstop, so each runner now will advance 90 feet. Second and third with 1 out for Pujols. A wild pitch charged to Spencer Patton.
A long inning so far for Spencer. Doesn't have the command that we've seen him have when he comes into ball games. 10 balls, 10 strikes, 20 pitches with only 1 down in the 6th inning. A couple of men on, a walk, a hit batter.
Ranger infield now pulled all the way in. The 3-1 pitch. Right down the line. It's a fair ball. That's going to score a couple. Pujols taking a turn at first. He's headed for second. The throw is not in time.
Must have missed the tag. The throw was there. Pujols out in front of a breaking ball, pulled a grounder right down the line. And a walk, a hit batter, and a wild pitch sets up two RBIs for Albert Pujols. Second base umpire thought he missed the tag. Let's see if he did. I don't know if he touched the front leg. If he touched the back leg, it was too late.
Yeah, Jeff Bannister out there slowing things up a little bit. Todd Tischer, the home plate umpire, talking with Jeff.
Move that stool just in time.
Yeah, it looked like where Ruben Odor's glove was up higher than Pujols sliding in.
Does Pujols' front leg come off the bag? You know, if his first leg slid off the bag, then he might have tagged his back leg at that time. Tough to tell.
Yeah. And they're gonna take a look at it.
The first leg, I don't know if it gets tagged, but he does, it looked like, tag the back leg. And then I guess the question is the front leg off to the side of the bag?
Well, we're going to find out. Jeff Bannister has issued the challenge, and now the umpires will get the headsets on, I believe. Yeah. We were discussing it there momentarily, and just to see who was going to put the headsets on. It would be the crew chief, Tim Welke. He was also the second base umpire that made that call, and it's like Tim Timmons, the third base umpire, will join Welke with the headset. So they're hooked up to Replay Command Center back in New York. And remember, the call on the field is safe, so it has to be clear and convincing evidence that that call was not correct. And I think if you put those two together, you could pretty well surmise that the tag was not applied to the front leg.
Right.
Might have been to the back leg, but that wouldn't have been until Pujols got on the bag. In any event, it doesn't seem like it'd be clear evidence that it's wrong.
It didn't look like he kept his glove on him long enough to have a chance to get a tag when the other foot came off the bag. Front leg gets in there. It looks like eventually it slides off the bag, but it looks like the tag occurred while his foot was on the bag. And I guess the question is, did he keep it on there long enough to get the tag as the front foot slid off the side of the bag?
Okay, so if you were the umpire in New York, what would your call be?
My call would be that it stands.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's not quite enough there to overturn.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If you had an angle shooting straight down and you could see where the tag was and where the leg was at the same time, we don't have a camera up there though.
No, it's one of those where if he was called out and the Angels were challenging it, I would say the out call probably would stand the way it was too. I don't know that you could change it either way.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. It is safe. That doesn't please the Rangers skipper at all. But it stands as a 2-run double for Albert Pujols. The call does stand. And again, that doesn't mean it was confirmed to where there was clear evidence that the call was correct. It means there wasn't enough evidence, clear and convincing evidence, to overturn it. And Mike Maddox making a trip to the mound to talk to Spencer Patton. Very briefly, though, since the challenge review took plenty of time. Took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's a 7-0 Angels lead now over the Rangers. Pujols at second, still just one out. Eric Ibar will now turn around and bat from the left side against the right-hander Patton. Ibar 2 for 3 tonight. A single and a double. He has scored twice. Angels in double figures with 10 hits tonight. Patton with the first pitch coming to Ibar. Just inside, ball one. Ibar a .278 average now. All those problems that the Angels were having with runners in scoring position, they're 4 for 8 tonight after having 6 hits last night.
Yep. 0 for 27 coming into the series.
Took it back even a little bit further than that. They were 7 for 75.
Wow.
Going back over their last homestand. Foul tip, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, eventually, they're not a terrible lineup. You're not going to go 7 for 70 forever.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you're going to start to revert back to what you normally would be, whether it's, who knows, 230, 240, 50, 60, whatever it is. You got to get a bunch of hits when you're 7 for 70 to get back there.
2-2 now to Ibar.
Just like you get 6 the first day, 4 more today means probably tomorrow you won't get any. That's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on the law of averages.
I like that logic.
If there is such a thing.
I think there is.
We've said that for a long time. I don't know what exactly it means, but
it just depends on how long you want to take it out. Sometimes it takes forever to catch up.
Yeah.
Two and 2 the count. Patton picks out a sign. And Ibar flares it out of play. You look at what the Rangers have done, and we talked about the problems they've had here at home. Just 15 wins in this ballpark. They've also had a difficult time against the American League West, which, go figure. They played everybody else pretty tough. Against the Central Division, they're 12 and 10. Against the East, they're 14 and 7. Against the West, not quite as good. 11 and 21.
Yeah, if you want to have a great record against any division, boy, you certainly want it to be your own division.
Yeah. Ibar pokes one fair inside the bag and down the left field line. Pujols will score.
Talk about finding some holes, one right after the other.
Ibar did that last night, an infield hit right down the line, but it stayed on the infield. This thing, it just went right over the bag, or very close to over the bag. His 14th double of the year. It's an 8-0 Angels lead. Doesn't matter what side of the plate. Ibar is swinging so well right now, he could probably stand in both batters' boxes at once.
See, tomorrow,
get a hit.
Tomorrow the umpire will probably be making that same emphatic call, only pointing to foul territory. Instead of being barely fair, those balls will be barely foul. It won't be Tim Timmons at third base tomorrow, but it'll be Todd Titchener, the home plate umpire, there tomorrow.
I'm going to write that down so we can see if that does come to pass tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking it may take the off day to have that thing get back in force on Tuesday. Going outside to David Freese. 1 ball and 1 strike. And this capacity crowd really having to sit on their hands here tonight. It's been one thing after another for the Rangers. Have not been able to get anything going offensively and have had a hard time stopping the Angels pitching and defensively. Spencer Patton, 30 pitches in this inning. Only has 1 out. Freese 1 for 3 tonight. A single back in the second and scored. Takes that pitch and it hit him. Got him on the left arm. No, the second hit batter in this inning for Patton.
Yeah, Spencer's really struggling with his command. 16 strikes, 15 balls, 2 hit batters. Generally, that's not a concern with Spencer. He's usually a guy with pretty good command.
Ross Detweiler loosening in the Ranger bullpen.
He threw the ball great last night in his 1 inning. Great velocity, good location, good results.
Chris Iannetta now the hitter. And a check swing, it's a strike. 0-1. Iannetta a couple of hits tonight. He's had 2 singles, also been intentionally walked. 8-0 Los Angeles. Patton trying to put a capper on this inning. 0-2. Patton a check of second, and back to the plate he comes. Just missed the outside corner. Next pitch for Spencer in this inning will be number 35. Couldn't get the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, we've said before, Iannetta, one of the best eyes as far as a catcher is concerned. He draws an awful lot of walks, more than any catcher in baseball.
Yeah, he's walked 122 times in the last 2 years, and that's only with about 400 at bats. 60 or 70 times a year.
He eyeballed that one right into the glove of Carlos Corcoran for strike 3.
It looked like the one before it could have been a strike. Yeah, number 4 was pretty close to being a strike, right on the corner. That one was all the way in the strike zone.
No, 2 outs now. C.J. Cron. 1 out of 2. He has driven in 2 more runs here this evening. That ball's hammered to left field. Going back is Rua, and that ball is gone over the out-of-town scoreboard. C.J. Cron continues to hammer Ranger pitching. A 3-run home run. It is 11-0 Angels. Jeff Bannister, the slow walk out to the mound. That's going to do it for Spencer Patton. But Patton hurting himself in the inning with a couple of hit batters, and then the 3-run home run by Cron kind of capping it off. And Ross Detweiler will be summoned from the bullpen. Pitching change underway here at Globe Life Park. We'll be back right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Hashtag Southwest Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. All this brought to you by the good folks at T-Mobile. Well, Spencer Patton, a very forgettable night for him. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. A couple of walks, or 1 walk and 1 strikeout. He also had 2 hit batters. Ross Detweiler making his 16th appearance of the year. Tom told you he had a very nice outing here. Very quick and tidy 1, 2, 3 inning last night. Had 1 strikeout in that game, and dealing to the number 9 man, Daniel Robertson. Robertson 0 for 3. Daniel hitting in an even 200 now. Bases empty, 2 away in the 6th. A little looper going out Odor. He can't get there. It falls for a base hit. The 13th hit of the night for the Angels, and they batted around now here in the 6th inning. Every Angel starter, with the exception of Mike Trout, has at least 1 hit tonight. Johnny Giavotella with his 5th at bat of the evening. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. Giavotella last time up, line to first. That's how this 6th inning started. Looked promising for Spencer Patton, but then the roof caved in. Slice fly ball down the right field line. Chu toward the line, slides and can't get it. Coming around third in to score. Daniel Robertson came all the way around. And they still don't have any clear.
Oh, he's going back to third. Must have, did it bounce in the stands?
Had to have bounced up and a fan touched it, I would guess. Had to be some kind of fan interference or a ground rule double. Let's see here.
This will show it. Chu gets to it. Unfortunately, whoops, he slid right by it, hits the chalk, goes straight up in the air. Maybe it stayed up there. It hasn't come down that we can see it yet.
Never came down. Yeah, it did hit the chalk. That much we know, and it had to have either been touched by a fan or
one or the other.
Went into the seats.
Because Robertson's back at third.
Yeah.
And if it's put in play, it's going to find a hole. It's just one of those nights. And it's not going to make a lot of difference because they're still going to score a bunch of runs anyway. But man,
yeah, you'd like for it not to get completely ridiculous.
A little blooper over second. A little blooper hits the chalk.
Right off the fist up the middle. Elvis has it. And on to first for the out. So that'll do it, but 11 men come to the plate for the Angels. 6 of them score. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now 11-0 Angels. Time inning brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $2,400 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. If a Ranger hits a home run during this inning, Toby Taylor from Saginaw will win $2,400. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Toby's going to win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Prince Fielder leading things off for the Rangers. Rangers now trailing 11-0. Fielder tonight has flied out twice, once to center and once to left. Hector Santiago missing low and outside. Taylor Featherston has come into the ball game now to take over at shortstop. Eric Ibar finished for the evening after a 3-hit night following a 5-hit night. Fastball a little bit low to Prince, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. 345 for the Ranger DH. That's his average. He came in second in the American League at 347. Three and one. Rangers still just 3 hits against Hector Santiago here tonight. Guggen Odor has 2 of them. 3 and 2 now. Prince taking all the way on those 2 pitches. Fielder trying to get aboard to lead things off. Adrian Beltre will follow. Featherston. Ball finding him immediately. He throws out Prince. 1 away. Now Adrian Beltre will come up. So far, Adrian's come about as close to getting the Rangers on the board as anybody. Came up with Rua at first base in the 3rd inning. That time the Rangers trailing 4-0, and Adrian launched a ball to center field that sent Mike Trout all the way back and into the padding to take the ball in the glove and rob Adrian of extra bases, and the Rangers of a run. Pretty much other than that, Rangers haven't had a whole lot of opportunities. 2-out double by Odor last inning. 0-2 to Beltre. You're looking for bright spots tonight. Adrian doesn't appear to have the same kind of pain in his hand that he's had, well, up until a couple days ago. He's not dropping the bat anymore when he swings. Featherston again. A ball to him. That's out number 2. Next to be Mitch Worley. Santiago now at 93 pitches here this evening. And there was some doubt in the early going that he was going to make it this far.
Well, he had somewhere over 40 pitches through 2 innings.
Yeah.
But he's definitely settled down. Then in 3rd inning, he had, I think, less than a 10-pitch inning. Got him back on track.
Pujols overhand to Santiago covering, and that is a 10-pitch inning for Hector Santiago and the Angels. Rangers gone in the 6th after 6. The Angels 11 and the Rangers nothing. summary has been all Angels. Cole Calhoun, a solo blast to right field. And then it was Eric Ibar with a slap shot down the third base line for an RBI two-bagger. That brought home Albert Pujols. Ibar, 3 more hits tonight. And then C.J. Cron, the crowning blow, a 3-run blast off of Spencer Patton. Part of a 5 RBI night for C.J. Cron. That's a career high for him. And no surprise it would come against the Rangers. It seems like Cron doesn't hit very well against anybody else except Rangers. He just has beaten the Ranger staff up.
There's a little Ranger fan. Got his decal on the cheek. Got his catcher's mask.
It's a Robinson Chirino style mask. Look out, you get a foul tip.
The force be with you. We need some force. Thanks, little guy.
Use one of those lightsabers. Going to be becoming useful. Mike Trout fouling back the next pitch. It's no balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned Trout, the only starter for the Angels without at least 1 hit tonight. And he's reached twice. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning and walked back in the 2nd. The 0-2.
Trout also is one of 6 players ever to have 4 20 home run seasons or more before his age 24 season. That's pretty good company, the guys that have done that. Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, a number of others.
He's gone on strikes. Ross Detweiler giving the impressive punch out to begin this 7th inning. One out, Albert Pujols coming up. Well, folks, in honor of Independence Day, Fox Sports proudly supports Folds of Honor and its mission of providing educational scholarships to families of military members who have been killed or disabled while serving our country. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com. Albert Pujols, a swing and a miss. Pujols facing the St. Louis native, Ross Detweiler. Pujols tonight, a 2-run double his last time up. That's out of play down the right side. 0-2. Ross Detweiler, another pretty impressive outing here this evening. Detweiler ready, and the 0-2 offering. A sellout crowd on hand here tonight on the 4th of July. 47,877 on hand. We're just aching to have something to cheer for as far as the Rangers are concerned. Maybe a huge comeback. 2 gone as Pujols flies to right field. Now Taylor Featherston will come up. Featherston, just a 127 average. More or less a defensive specialist. He can play all the infield positions. Mike Scioscia in a late inning close ball game usually has Featherston coming in to play third base for David Freese. Defensive substitution. Taylor, a home run, 4 RBI. This is 49th game of the year. Ranger captain resorting to scaring people. That'd get me. Drop that thing over my shoulder.
You're going to have someone fear of spiders turn around and
yep.
punch that horse head right off. Just like Alex Karras.
Yeah, right. Out of play to the right. Featherston now down in a hole of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Angels 11 runs on 14 hits tonight. Rangers have been shut out on just 3 hits by Hector Santiago. Ross Detweiler, the third pitcher used by Jeff Bannister tonight. Got him swinging. Detweiler with a punch out. He had 2 in the inning and 2 tonight. First 1-2-3 inning for a Ranger hurler here this evening. We'll take the stretch with the Angels leading 11-0. And now let's join Chuck Morgan as he introduces God Bless America.
On this July 4th, will you please rise as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the world. Please welcome back, performing God Bless America tonight, Sergeant Polk from the Arlington, Texas Police Department.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
with MLB.com. At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Bottom of the 7th inning, Elvis Andrus leading things off. First ball swinging. He will sky out to right field. Cole Calhoun handled it, and that is one away. Well, Elvis 0 for 3. One gone. Shin-Soo Choo now will come up. Efren Navarro is coming to the ballgame, taking over for Albert Pujols at first base. Hector Santiago, meanwhile, still under 100 pitches. He's at 95 right now with 1 out in the 7th inning. Choo tonight has an infield single and a line drive to left field. 1 out of 2. hitting at .233, and he takes strike one. And strike two. Santiago trying to work a little more quickly here as the game has gone on. He getting that ball and firing it makes it a little bit easier when you have an 11-0 lead. There's not much of a reason to dilly-dally. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Santiago getting set for his 100th pitch of the night. Shin-Soo Choo trying to get aboard with 1 out here in the 7th inning. The 2-2 pitch. Full count. So if Choo can get aboard, Carlos Corcoran would be facing Santiago working from the stretch. Chopper down to Navarro. He will take that to the bag for out number 2. Now before Corcoran comes up, let's send it over to Rick Renner for a Mazda game break.
The catcher, Carlos Corcoran.
All right, Rick, thank you. Carlos Corcoran with his 3rd at bat of the night. 0 for 2 so far, a pop out and a strikeout. And strike one.
This has a chance to be the 10th time in 15 starts that Santiago will have given up 1 earned run or less.
That's a pitch we haven't seen a whole lot of tonight. Those are the pilots that performed the flyover tonight. The F-16 pilots that flew over right after the national anthem. Corcoran skies one to shallow center field. And it's a 10-pitch inning for Hector Santiago. He is through 7 innings, and his Angel teammates have given him an 11-0 lead.
Time for the progressive fan of the game. I say the performance of the night has to be Sergeant Ray Polk of the Arlington Police Department. Great job on the national anthem. God Bless America was outstanding, almost a standing ovation right there. And this is the fan of the game. Congratulations, Sergeant Polk. Now, your specialty is gospel, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been singing for how many years?
For about 30 years.
All right, give us a little sample real quick.
Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound
Very nice. All right, he's got his family and friends on hand tonight. Congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. Appreciate it. Buzz?
He got the best ovation of the night for anybody twice. Yeah. Once for the national anthem, once in the 7th inning.
Now the Angels come to bat here in the 8th inning. Ross Detweiler back out to the hill and facing David Freese, who takes high for ball 1. Freese has a single in 3 official trips. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th and scored. He scored after he singled in the 2nd inning. Ross Detweiler turned in the first 1-2-3 inning by any of the Ranger hurlers last frame. Ross has retired 4 straight, but has fallen behind David Freese, 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander unwinds and gets a strike. And Ross Detweiler made it very clear coming over to the Rangers that he didn't enjoy his time, particularly last year in Washington, out of the bullpen. He said he felt that he was really cut out to be more of a starter. That's what he had been his entire career up until last year. He got off to a rugged start, an 0-5 start as a starter this year, and working in the bullpen. Looks like he's getting some of that mojo back.
Yeah, it looks like he's throwing better now than earlier in the year. And he'll need to do that if he wants to get another chance to start. But that's a start. Get some opportunities, make the best out of them.
Ross, just a 29-year-old. He is making his 9th relief appearance. Trying to get David Freese here to start this 8th inning. Next pitch from Detweiler. Another jam shot. Detweiler last year was in 47 ball games out of the Nationals pen. Ended up 2-3 with an ERA right at 4. Back to the plate and outside. Now Freese with a full count, trying to get aboard to start this 8th inning. He'll be followed by Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Payoff pitch. Angels scored 3 runs in the 2nd inning, single runs in both the 3rd and 4th, and then broke the game open with 6 in the 6th tonight. And ball 4. Well, Freese draws the leadoff walk. Iannetta now coming up. Folks, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. the Fox family of networks presents a sports doubleheader right here on Fox Sports Southwest. The Rangers and Angels conclude this series from Globe Life Park. Meanwhile, streaming on Fox Sports Go, it's the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup Final. Team USA taking on defending champion Japan. One ball and no strikes to Chris Iannetta, the catcher. 2 for 3 tonight with an intentional walk, a pair of singles, and a run scored. 1-1.
The Angels have won 5 out of 6. They're playing some pretty good baseball now. They're 4 over coming into the game. That ties their season high. They win tonight, they'll be 5 games over. That'll be the most over 500 they've been all season long. Talked about the little bit of turmoil they've had. Problems when Jerry Dipoto, the general manager, resigned recently. Not carrying over onto the field, though. Playing some good baseball right now. They're getting good starting pitching. If their lineup continues to chip in as it has in these 2 games, they're going to start scoring some runs. Supporting Trout, supporting Pujols. They've certainly done that. But their starting pitchers have been real good. Their bullpen for the last month has been pretty solid.
Yeah, and we tend to forget this is the team that led baseball with 98 wins last year.
Yeah.
And, you know, they made a couple of changes, and, you know, a couple of pretty important ones. You get rid of a guy like Howie Kendrick, and it's going to create a hole for you. But then losing Josh Hamilton and the way they had set up their lineup and their defensive alignment with Josh in mind certainly created a hole, too. But Mike Scioscia able to at least forge some kind of continuity. Another 3-2 pitch coming to Iannetta. Back-to-back walks. That's how the 8th begins.
In the last 9 games, the starters have an ERA of about 1.75. Starters ERA for the season is 4th. The bullpen for the season ranks 5th in the American League. So they're getting solid pitching. A pretty good defensive team. Anytime you have Ibar and Trout back through the middle, you're going to have pretty good defense. One thing that was a little bit worrisome for them was whether or not they'd score enough runs. But these 2 games make it look like maybe they'll improve in that regard.
C.J. Cron driving one down the right field line. It's slicing, and it's a fair ball. Coming around third, David Freese. He will score. Stopping at third is Chris Iannetta. C.J. Cron adds on to his already career-high RBI total. He now has driven in 6, and it's a 12-0 Angels lead.
Obviously, the inning is set up with 2 walks to start the inning. But it's amazing how many balls have been hit that have either hit the chalk or been on the ground just inside the bag. There's been at least 4 or 5 of them. This is the 2nd ball down the right field. Well, it didn't quite hit the chalk. It missed the chalk by about an inch in the last 2 innings. But it doesn't do a whole lot of damage if there's nobody on base with the 2 walks.
Right. Well, 2nd and 3rd now with a run across. Daniel Robertson, who had his first hit of the evening in the 6th inning.
Cron's had 4 at-bats where he's driven in at least 1 run. He had the 3-run homer, sac fly, and a couple of hits to drive in runs.
0-2 now. Robertson with that base hit has the average at 226. Detweiler from the stretch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels with Iannetta at third and Cron out at second base. Check swing, and the count evens at 2-2. Detweiler getting his pitch total run up in this inning also. Slow topper down the third baseline. That's going to be a base hit for Daniel Robertson.
All right, let's just get him out of the way tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure they use every single one of them up they have. Now that's going to load the bases with nobody out. Bring up Johnny Giovatella. And it's going to bring Mike Maddox out of the dugout. I'm not sure as a pitching coach what you would tell Ross Detweiler going out there. You don't want to take the responsibility away from him by saying, hey, hang in there. There's nothing you can do about it, because there was.
Yep.
But at the same time, you don't want to be rough on a guy when it's just one of those nights where nothing is working for anybody. Saw Sam Freeman getting up and beginning to throw in the Ranger bullpen. 16 hits tonight for the Angels. They've had 4 consecutive men reach here in the 8th inning. Gio Votella, with his 6th at bat of the night, has 2 hits in his previous 5. 1 ball and no strikes. Gio Votella with the RBI single in the 2nd inning, and in the 6th inning had a double. Tap foul behind home plate. The count is 1-1. Now tomorrow night, don't forget, it's a 6 o'clock start. C.J. Wilson on the hill for the Angels, and Colby Lewis will try to turn things around for the Rangers. The 1-1 on the way. Twelve runs tonight for the Angels, season high of 14. That was back in April against Oakland. And the 16 hits tonight, already a season high for the Halos. Right center field, long run for Leonis Martin. There to make the catch. Tagging at third is Ionetti. He will score without a throw. Sacrifice fly for Gio Votella. It's a 13-0 Angel lead. Gio Votella with his 2nd RBI of the night.
Right fielder Cole Calhoun.
Detweiler now with 1 out and runners at first and second. He will face Cole Calhoun. Calhoun, solo home run in the 4th, a base hit in the 1st inning. Also had a sacrifice fly, just 1 for 3 or 2 for 3. It's what could be a double play to Odor. Andrews and back to first. 4-6-3, and that will slice into the damage that could have been done. 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 13-0 Los Angeles.
But that guy still believes that they can come back. 13-0 is the deficit to the Angels in Game 2 of this 3-game series. There will be another game tomorrow, the finale of this one, coming to you an earlier start time than tonight. 6 o'clock first pitch here on Fox Sports Southwest. You see the principals in this one. Colby Lewis will be pitching to Mike Trout. Colby has been very good of late, 4-0 in his last 6 starts. He will look to continue that trend tomorrow. Once again, the game starts at 6 o'clock from Globe Life Park in Arlington. Thanks to the folks at AT Uverse for bringing us this valuable information, guys.
All right, Em, thank you. We get to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Cesar Ramos has come on into the ball game. Left-hander appearing in his 32nd ball game of the year. Opponents hitting at .274 against him. Very fine 1.96 ERA. Leonis Martin will lead off for the Rangers and take inside for ball 1. Well, Hector Santiago tonight, as we look at Matt Joyce, who's coming to the game to take over in left field, with Andy Robertson moving from left to center. Hector Santiago tonight, 7 more shutout innings. And he has been nothing but spectacular, especially in this ballpark. But of late, Santiago really delivering the goods for the Angels. Mike Scioscia said in his mind, Santiago certainly deserves all-star consideration. And, with that ERA, you can see why. And Leonis Martin drives a ground ball through the hole on the right side, his first base hit of the night.
Santiago is going to have 100 innings after tonight's game with an ERA of about 2.5. He doesn't have the wins and losses because he's had all those no decisions, 5 no decisions in which he's given up 1 earned run or less. Otherwise, he could easily be 9-4. It'd be almost impossible to keep him off the all-star team. Opponent's batting average, excellent.
Rougned Odor, who is 2 for 3, takes strike 1 from Ramos. Rougned, a first inning single, a 5th inning double. Batting average now for Rougned at .236. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramos peering in for the signs. Now the left-hander's ready. And a chopper foul. He's played by Hector Ortiz down there. Ranger first base coach making a new friend over there in the 3rd row. Cesar Ramos, left-hander that came over from the Tampa Bay Rays in the offseason. Almost a 31-year-old out of Pico Rivera, California. Rougned almost coming out of his shoes swinging to that eephus pitch. There's a strikeout.
This little curveball worked just like a changeup. Well, that's a pretty sharp break to it for a curveball.
I don't know how you get a ball that slow to break that much.
I know.
That quick. A 1 gone. Ryan Rua, who's looking for his first hit of the night, steps in. Rua reached on an error in the 3rd inning. Other than that, has struck out and lined to center. And Ramos fires strike 1. Left-hander back to the plate. 0-2. Ryan, a 196 average. He has homered in each of his last 2 ball games. And we saw a note before on him that 3 of his 5 hits of late have been home runs. That very slow breaking ball. 1-2. Rua facing Cesar Ramos. Ramos with Tampa Bay most of the last 4 years before coming over to the Angels. And that misses inside to even the count. Ramos last year down in Tampa Bay was 2-6 in 43 games. The year before, he was 2-2 in 48 games. left-hander that is more than just a left-handed matchup man. Still 2-2. Folks, it's Safety Saturday. Be sure to follow us at Twitter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation. Two balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Rua waiting. Cesar Ramos comes set. Full count. Rua trying to get aboard to join Leonis Martin. They would be on for Prince Fielder. Rangers trailing 13-0, so they need a lot of base runners here in the next inning and 2/3. Payoff pitch. There you go. Yes, he did. Todd Tishner never even asked for help on that. He said, I saw it all the way. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ramos, 2 gone, and Fielder coming up. Prince Fielder tonight 0 for 3. He's flied out twice and grounded to short. Prince currently hitting at .344. Fielder 1 for 4 against Ramos in previous matchups. Hard hit by Drew Botella into right center field.
Ball almost rolled to the wall. That's the hardest ground ball of the year right there.
Well, in a 13-0 ball game, I think Gio Botella used his discretion very well. I'm not getting in front of that thing.
Taking his glove off. Calhoun barely was able to run that ball down in right field. Not quite a ground ball, I guess, but that was a smash. Watch out.
Now, Hanser Alberto now has come into the ball game to run for Prince at first base. So Fielder 1 for 4. And Alberto will take second base on defensive indifference. Adrian Beltre 0 for 2. Long fly out and a ground ball to short. In the dirt. And 1 ball and 1 strike. Now this is the first time tonight the Rangers have had 2 hits in the same inning. They have a total of 5 for the evening, but only the second inning they've had 2 runners aboard at the same time. The other being the first. That was on a hit and a walk. That's down at the shoe tops of Beltre. Not far enough away from Iannetta to allow Martin to come home. 2-1 to Beltre. Leonis started this with a ground ball to right field for the base hit. 2 outs later, Prince Fielder almost decapitated Johnny Giovatella at second. The 2-1 pitch. Adrian waiting, wagging that bat back and forth. Ramos reading the signs. I don't know
Stayed with that curveball.
Yeah, he did.
He was ready to hit it if it was a high fastball, and then when he recognized it was a curveball, he just kept following it, and made a little contact to hang in there.
No style points on that, but he gets another pitch.
Well, maybe this one will hang.
And that is setting that target inside. And Beltre lofts a towering fly ball to left. Joyce toward the line. And that will do it. Rangers get a couple of hits in the inning with Strand 2. We're going to the ninth here at Globe Life Park. It's the Angels 13, the Rangers nothing.
(13-0). Rick Renner out at the Captain Morgan Club getting ready for Rangers Live. We have it on deck. Mark McLemore and Pudge Rodriguez will join me. We got post-game reaction. We'll hear from the manager, Jeff Bannister. Plus, Emily Jones working the clubhouse for interviews. And we'll set you up for the series finale. Great pitching matchup. C.J. Wilson against Colby Lewis. Plus, we'll show you some of the fireworks here at Globe Life Park. They're the best in the business. Now back to Buzz and Tom.
All right, Rick, thank you. Well, we head to the top of the ninth inning. Sam Freeman has come into the ballgame. Sam will take over here in the ninth and face Joyce, Navarro, and Featherston. Sam appearing in his 23rd ball game. He's become a very important part of that Ranger bullpen in the latter innings from the left side. Adam Rosales into the ball game now, taking over at third base for Adrian Beltre. Last saw Sam Freeman in the final game in Baltimore. Worked an inning and a third of scoreless relief. And he deals ball one to Featherston.
Yeah, Sam just seems like he's getting better and better as the season goes on.
Matt Joyce, a 190 average, 4 home runs, 18 driven in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sam, the 27-year-old out of Carrollton, Hebron High School, where he went to school here in the Metroplex. Ended up going to the University of Kansas for a couple of years and was drafted out of there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joyce. Matt Harrison, along with Gary Collin, Giovanni Gallardo, hanging around on that top rail, talking, who knows.
Well, if Matt and Derek can come back and throw like Giovanni's throwing, Ranger rotation will be in pretty good shape.
You are right.
Giovanni's having an all-star season.
The latest on Derek, threw a bullpen here yesterday and came through that okay.
Good.
So he's slowly ramping it up. He wants to go faster than they'll let him. Call strike 3. Joyce caught looking, and he's not particularly thrilled about that. Gives Todd Tischer a little bit.
They don't have anybody left to play.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia out there to make sure that Joyce stays in the ball game. Otherwise, he was going to have to put himself in the lineup.
Yep, bottom of the strike zone. Hang with him. So he said, I know we got 13 runs and 16 hits, but I don't.
Yeah, that was my first at bat. Efren Navarro, the first baseman, taking over for Albert Pujols. Navarro, 257 average. No home runs, 5 driven in. One ball and one strike. And that's just off the outer edge. 2-1. Sam Freeman. And you go back in his last 8 appearances, has been scored upon 1 time. That was the 1 run he gave up against Oakland when Oakland swept that 3-game series here last homestand. Other than that, well, he has really been lights out. Last 3 appearances covering 3 1/3 innings. He struck out 6. Going the other way, and Navarro has a base hit by the dive of Elvis into left field. So 1 on, 1 out for Taylor Featherston. 17 hits now for the Angels tonight. Featherston, a strikeout, his first at bat here this evening. Took over at shortstop in the 6th inning for Eric Ibar. Freeman to the plate. This is way inside. 2-0. Now, it has not been a good evening if you happen to be a Ranger pitcher. If you've been called into this game, it seems that things just haven't worked out very well for you. Sam Freeman trying to turn that around here in the 9th inning. Wandy Rodriguez started, went the first 5 innings, gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. Spencer Patton in 2/3 of an inning just had a nightmare of an inning, gave up 6 runs on 3 hits, a couple of hit batters and a walk. And then Ross Detweiler in 2 1/3 gave up 2 runs on 4 hits and a couple of walks. That's out of play, and the count is full.
Little guy caught that one, I think. Made his night.
Freeman with the payoff pitch. Another foul ball. What would you guess for a pitch count, Tom, for the Rangers tonight?
I'm going with 200.
Right on the button.
Is it 200?
Right on the button.
That's just picked a round number.
That's pretty round. Here's the second strikeout for Sam Freeman. Featherston's gone, and David Freese will come up.
Third baseman David Freese.
Yeah, Spencer had close to 40 pitches in 2/3 of an inning.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a rough evening. David Freese has been on each of the last 2 times. Hit by a pitch and a walk. He has scored both those times. 1 for 3 officially tonight. the pitch high. And the breakdown is Wandy Rodriguez with 101, Spencer Patton with 37, and Ross Detweiler with 45, and now Sam Freeman with 20. Three balls and no strikes. Freeman back to the plate. 3-1. And ball 4. So 2 on with 2 out. And Chris Iannetta stepping to home plate.
Chris Iannetta.
That is the 7th walk issued by Ranger pitching tonight to go along with 17 hits and 2 hit batters. That's a whole lot of folks on the base paths.
A lot of long counts too. Well, walks take a pretty long count, but the outs and the hits haven't been happening on the first pitch either.
Iannetta has a couple of those walks, one intentional. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Scored a couple of runs.
Long night for Corpy behind the plate, that's for sure.
There's a strike. 1-1. That's the one thing about catching is bad. If things are going real badly, you don't get taken out. The pitcher gets taken out. But catcher's got to stay in there.
Corpy going to lobby, hey, look, I catch when Wandy's pitching. He's out of there.
That's right. We're a package deal. He goes, I go.
You know, the other thing I would think would be hard, Mac was talking about concentration and long nights and a lot of pitches, and makes it difficult to concentrate. I got to think for the umpire, it really takes a concerted effort to concentrate deep into this ball game. He's seen over 200 pitches, been out there for a long time, but he's got to bear down on every pitch. It matters to the pitcher, it matters to the hitter.
Sure.
And so he's out there bearing down. Not easy for him either.
Well, he's seen about 210 pitches from the Rangers, another 125 or 30 from the Angels.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a long night.
And he didn't get to go sit in the dugout between innings.
Yeah.
He can't go anywhere. He can maybe go in and go to the bathroom if he has to, or someone will bring him out a glass of water. But other than that, he's standing out there for 3.5 hours calling all those pitches. Forget about that in the heat. What it takes out of the umpire.
No, you're right. You're right. 2-2 the count. Well, he could probably do himself a favor and call some of those close pitches strikes.
I think that's something the umpire has to fight. You know, you say to yourself, it's 13-0. What difference does it make? I'm going to start calling a lot of strikes, but you know, everything counts. The statistics count for the hitter, the pitcher, the integrity of the game, and you got to call them. You got to call them honestly.
This one popped up, and Elvis takes care of it. That will do it. Well, the Angels kept off the scoreboard. They get a hit and a walk. They strand 2. Bottom of the ninth coming up. 13-0 Los Angeles. Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By AT&T Uverse TV. Uverse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer now for great deals on America's best-selling brand. Ford is the best in Texas. Yeah, Josh Hamilton fan. Tattoo on the cheek. Good-looking young man. He probably be real happy when he sees the fireworks come up here in about 20-30 minutes. Well, the Rangers are going to face Trevor Gott as we go to the ninth inning. Gott becomes the third pitcher used tonight by Mike Scioscia. His ninth appearance of the year. Gott just 22 years of age, out of Lexington, Kentucky. He came over with San Diego, or from San Diego, I should say, with Houston Street at big trade at the deadline last year. And Gott kind of slinging it down there 3/4 and busted in at 97 miles an hour to Mitch Moreland.
He started his big league career pretty nice. 8 scoreless outings. 88-mile-an-hour changeup.
Gott, not a big guy, just 5'10", about 190 pounds. He can rush that ball to home plate, 96, and off the inside corner. Got a fastball, changeup, curveball pitcher. Two and two now. Mitch 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of ground outs and a pop out. Got to the wind. And Morgan fouls it back. Gott went to the University of Kentucky. San Diego took him in the 6th round of the 2013 draft. There's that curveball that stayed up a little bit. Mitch got a piece of it. Gott last year 3 different levels of the minor leagues. Finished off with some work at AA Arkansas. Navarro will win that race to the bag. That is out number 1. Mitch 0 for 4, and Elvis Andrus will be next. Elvis tonight, a long line out to left, and a ground ball to third, a fly ball to right. Well, 0 for 3. Been a little bit of a struggle of late for Elvis at the plate. He just won for his last 20 now in the last 6 ball games. 1 ball, no strikes. Gott slings in the 1-0 pitch. And that evens the count. Elvis waiting. And a 2-hopper out to Giovatelli. 2 gone. Shin-Soo Choo will come up for his 4th at bat. Now the Rangers, and it's been an ongoing story. The offense has just had a lot of difficulty, with the exception of those 2 games back-to-back in Baltimore, scoring 8 runs. It has been a difficult time for the ball club for the last month. Coming into tonight, they had 3 straight games of scoring exactly 2 runs. And tonight, getting shut out. 10 of the last 15 games prior to tonight, they'd scored 10 or less. And Chu grounds one to the right side. Gott covering first. Navarro onto him, and that'll do it. Rangers go down quietly in the ninth, 1-2-3, and the Angels have made it 2 in a row over the Rangers tonight. A 13-0 whitewashing of the Rangers. No, we'll be back to wrap things up on this 4th of July right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.